Eat it a little bit, Buck.
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
Is that good?
that's good.
I want to join. It's for Papa.
How's that off?
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine.
Not for me.
You don't want the camera to fall.
John, come.
Okay. Should have had a microphone down. Okay.
You have the mics at home?
I have them at home in Antilles.
Okay.
This is today. It's not scripted. It's live and direct. I met my brother 2 weeks ago. I come in on the 19th of January. I got in, and 2 days later I had malaria. We was all set out to come to here in his village here, where my brother-in-law stays over, which is his neighbor. And we was gonna go to visit their family. Their father had a burial rites, you know. So I met Opio about 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago now. And we struck a chord, some good mind-stimulating conversation, just maybe a half an hour or so. But I got sick, and I didn't see him again till like later that week. And then now I'm well, and don't mind the sweat, because they hit him and his boys here. You'll see him come in flashing out the video. They did some grounding walking this morning. I took to the hill that I was challenged on by my, that's right, African warrior, man. You know, so we're here today. Like I said, I'm not a professional at it, he's not a professional at it, but we had a great conversation, 2 or 3 hour conversation last night about life.
Yeah.
You know, some of the indifferences, some of the differences, some of the common things that we do have. Even though I'm all the way in America and he's all the way here, we're still bonded by melanin. And, you know, some of the things that we may face, the adversities of things in the United States, it's the same as like here, but, you know, it's a lot that we take for granted in America. You know what I mean? And people choose to have what you call poverty life.
Yeah.
And I want to touch on that because here's a brother, like I say, when we come here, and I'm not a videographer or movie director or anything, but I wish I could, from the little clips that I do put out, you can see what's going on in the third world country. And we here in direct, you know what I mean, with a guy that comes from it and embedded himself as wife, 3 boys, children, and they established themselves here. So, you know, a lot of times in America, we have a different outlook on what's in Africa in the same way as out in Africa, they have a different outlook on us. So we're here as 2 different brothers, but of the same, touching on one topic.
Yeah.
And introducing him from a Ugandan perspective to you all. Okay, so I'll let him take the floor, and we're gonna just bounce things back and forth, just talk and have conversation this morning.
Thank you, Javon. My name is Arthur Kim Moses Opio, and yeah, I'm happy to have met him, as he said, 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. And yesterday we had a 2 or 3 hour talk about life. And we touched on quite a number of things: religion, poverty, and the kind of mindset that, you know, the black people are in. Even here in Africa, we have a big issue of, could I say, we look down on ourselves.
Right.
And that is why quite a number are trying to run to America to try and, you know, get validation.
That's right.
And when they reach there, they want to feel that they have arrived. And us who are back here, they want to look at us as, you know, they continue to label us as third world.
That's right.
You know, third world, we could be third world in terms of different things. Let me say money, the economy, and certain different aspects. But back here, we could also feel that we are first world in certain things.
Right.
But to me, it comes back to the mindset.
Just the mindset.
Who do I really know that I am? I think if I know who I really am, then I should compare myself less to other people and compare myself more to who I was yesterday. I should be more concerned about being better as a person each passing day. And to me, I think that is what drives me really.
That's right.
Because in Africa here, or let me say in Uganda per se, no one is immune to poverty. And I think it's the same thing. We've seen people in the streets in the US, what we see on YouTube or on TV. And you're like, it's just that part of the world is hardly marketed.
Right.
We see people here addicted to drugs. We've seen the same out there as well. And we struggle with basically the same issues.
Yeah.
loneliness. We are disconnected in one way or
Very much
another.
so.
It's just that here we still have the luxury to come and have chats with one another. Like yesterday, I was at your home.
That was nice, man.
Exactly.
And that's what it takes. You have to have those two indifferences to come together and see the likings and the common that you have between each other. Because,
Yeah.
like we talked last night, this thing here, this social media, the television,
Yeah.
they have captivated the youth minds to where the pictures being painted and funneling majority of them to walk away the man behind the shadow or behind the cloth wants them to walk. And we have to find out who that person is. Or if you don't take the time to find out who that is, the powers that be or whatever it is, then you have to have, like you said, your own individual thought. You have to have your own mind, not so quick to conform to what the masses over here doing. Have your own individuality and walk the way you do. So, like I said, from that perspective where a lot of brothers, they commend me on, man, I'm proud of you, man. You took the journey. You went to Africa. Things that I've been coming here since 2019. You know, I've even invested in putting a home and came here. You know, and then like I told you last night, sometimes it makes it hard, but you know, because that American
Yeah.
is associated with you're rich, you're this. And I have to tell brother, I'm a black man like you, man. All around the world, when you walk with this melanin,
Yeah.
it's something on you.
Exactly.
And you have to work hard to be comfortable with yourself within before you can be comfortable with the outside world, the way they look at you and interpret it.
Exactly.
So I'm a man, and we are men like of any other man. We just have a lot of things that we have to fight through to get almost something. I don't want to be on that level. Do you? We don't want to be on the big dog level.
No.
We just want to, like we said last night, stay out the way.
Stay out of the way.
Take care of our families, do the things that's the right way to live and do. But you know, I tell brothers, man, they need to take a chance. I'm a big guy, so my tickets cost me $9,000 because I have to fly business.
Oh.
But regular guys, man, you can get on a regular economy flight and come out to Africa, 1,500, sometimes 900. But a lot of times they choose to go to these Latin countries. Not saying, look, for one thing and foremost, I ain't no racist. I'm a realist. So I'm gonna tell you what I feel from a factual standpoint. So what I tell brothers is this: go look at people, go to countries that people that look like you. Don't be afraid to shake hands and touch another brother and say, hey man, we're brothers from thousands of miles away. But through God, it connected us.
That's true.
And then now we're coming before you on video. This is what needs to happen around the world, because it's things that when they grow up here, they have a different understanding. You know, they have the outlook through television that doesn't tell them the history of who we are.
Exactly.
A lot of time Africans come to America and they think that blacks are lazy, this and that. You got to start from 1619 when slavery came in through Jamesburg, Virginia, and you see that we were designed to be the men that we are right now, the younger generation. So that indifference is when you have both of us sit here and talk about it, he say, wow, I never knew that. Just like they tell us over in America about Africa, only what they want us to see, like he said. And I apologize for using that term third world country, because I didn't know that it meant so much in depth when you explained it. Because that's all we go with.
It's the program.
But it's almost an insult because people don't realize too when we come here, and I've witnessed it, how rich it really is here. Because the other people wouldn't be coming here setting up shop and exporting out if it wasn't. The cobalt,
Exactly.
the lithium, the
Exactly.
gold.
Exactly.
I mean, dude, like they say here in Uganda, if we sit here over in my compound, I used to have my gate guy. I used to tell Barney, I say, stop putting them beans out in the yard when you're cleaning your bean because they sprouting up everywhere. So what you say here in Uganda? You throw a seed down, a million things will grow, huh?
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
You can see this is an avocado
Tree. I wish we had a.
And it's just that you can see it's just a seed I planted within my compound here, and the tree is grown and it's producing.
All avocado.
Exactly, it's producing. So I'll be able to share with my neighbors, and if I want to sell, I can sell.
Yeah.
But you can see the wealth we have. This is probably not even the best fertile ground, but we can still see fruit come out. Now, you mentioned something very profound about the television and social media.
Yes, sir.
Edward L. Bernays, the godfather of propaganda, once said that our tastes and preferences are shaped by an invisible person. So that guy behind the TV, the guy who wants me to have the Gucci, the Louis Vuitton, everything that
He's
we see
behind the
script
cloth.
is behind that.
Okay.
So they influence my spending, they influence my narrative on what an American is. Because when I think of you as an American, what comes to my mind?
First thing is money a lot of times.
Money.
Yeah, yeah.
Money.
They're driven
money,
behind the money. Wow.
You see that?
Yeah.
And if I remember when I was a little bit younger, I used to buy the Fubu jeans. Where did I see that from?
Television.
Television. We used to watch all, the
Gangster
the
rap.
gangsters, and we were putting on the Tupac bandanas.
Yeah.
And that is the influence we had.
That's the influence, man.
The kind of ladies you'd see on TV, that's the kind of influence you'd say, I want a woman like that.
Yeah.
Someone whose hair is palmed, and we're not accepting our women with their natural hair.
Natural hair.
So our tastes and preferences. People are so broke because they're trying to look like someone they've seen on TV. That person got the money to look the way they look. We even don't know that some of them have the attire to make them, shoot those videos and look the way they look.
That's right.
We see the videos where, they're splashing money, and we think the money has just fallen from heaven. You have to work for money. You have to work
I had
for
to tell
it.
my wife that. She said, not to cut you off, I wanted to catch that one because it was hard for me to fathom the thought or just even imagine that literally people here, she said her friends just tell her that in America, money, it falls out the trees. I said, who can think like that? Money don't fall on no, like you said, you got to work for it. America is very competitive. And like I said, I'm a realist. I'm going to spit it like what I say and what I think. I've traveled around. I've seen different parts of the world. And I'm going to tell you something. It's something about America that God is holding on last. And I truly believe spiritually that he's going to make an example out of our country. Because this is the only place in the world. It's not Europe. It's not France. I mean, it's not China. It's America that has influenced the whole world. When you take this television, and like you say, that message went out. When I come to Africa, my old gay guy from your village, Gulu, he told me one day, "What's up, my nigga?" I said, "Don't say that shit to me, man." But he learned it from
He
television.
learned it from television, yeah.
And they don't understand that it can be derogatory, but how can we say that amongst each other in America when they used to be a part of our Ebonics? Okay, that's the way we were taught. Okay, and then, so you get offended by it, but then, so I educated them on it. You know what I'm saying? I said, that's not a part of your vocabulary or something that you use to talk. I said, we degraded ourselves with that, so it's not cool. But they don't know here. Just like you say, the sagging. When I come back and forth, every time I come here, twice a year, through the time, I see what the television is doing. And even I talk to my wife, they can't put that phone down, that damn TikTok, man. And all it's doing is absorbing your mind. God gives you 24 hours a day. You supposed to work. How many hours? 8.
8.
How many hours you supposed to sleep?
7.
8.
7 or 8, yeah.
We
Eight,
clinically
yeah,
say this.
8.
That's 16 hours gone, my brother.
Yeah.
What are you doing in the 8 hours? You haven't shit shaved, showered. You haven't spent time with your children. You haven't even sat down and, done anything interactively, cook, eat dinner together.
Yeah.
Your day is gone.
It's gone.
But everybody walks and proclaim and say that I'm going to heaven. I know God. You don't know God. How can you know God when the world has consumed your 24 hours? And when you go to meet the Maker on Judgment Day and he says, Javon, I love you. I'm going to let you make the decision should you come through these gates. I'm going to lay your whole thing out for you, what you put prioritized before me. You reached for your phone before you even gave me the first fruits, okay? You forgot about it. You only come to me asking something when you're in desperation or trouble. And in them 24 hours a day that I give you breath, you didn't even give me one solid hour, my brother. Depart from me. I never knew you.
Oh.
That's what the world has consumed our mind. And like we say, we don't need to be back and talk about the Gentiles or oppressor or whatever it is. We're living in a time now where you're more intelligent enough to say they ain't a white or black thing. It's a spiritual thing.
Exactly.
But it's somebody behind that, what God said in the Deuteronomy. That's what we got to American brothers, Dominican, whatever it is, we can identify with ourselves that we came from some hardship. and we're in a strange land, like God told us. And we keep seeking and worshiping strange gods. So that's what leads us into even the conversations we're having today, because obviously we're over concerned. You know what I mean? And people like to say, oh, you're so concerned, why don't you do something about it? Hey, this is doing something about it. You know what I'm saying? Striking the mind, think a little bit outside the box. I'm never gonna shake my ass. I ain't gonna be sitting around twerking. I ain't gonna be making a buffoon out of myself to go get no likes. If you like what you're seeing here today, then you will join on, you will subscribe, because all we're gonna put on real, I'm gonna give you his page. You see what I'm saying? Brothers, we're mature. We see the enemy coming.